All right, I think we're live this time. Hello and welcome to Apex Instant Tips, episode number 181. We're your hosts. I'm Anton.
And I'm Marwa. Hi, Anton.
Hi, Marwa. We're talking at 1.25 speed today to make sure everybody gets their tip in extra fast. That's my joke about playing back podcasts. Back in episode number 157, you and I talked about how to refresh things, how to refresh plugins, but how to use the same technique to make things in Apex that aren't normally refreshable by registering a refresh and having a dynamic action and those kinds of things. We talked about how to refresh static items and how to refresh static regions using that technique. And I stand by that technique as a cool way to do it, something that you can put on a lot of pages, but there is some work involved with it and you have to do a fair amount. But you pointed out to me that there's an easier technique for making a static region with substitution strings dynamic, but that there are some security concerns, and those security concerns apply regardless of how we do it. So we're going to jump in 5 minutes. You're going to show me the easier way, and you're going to address any security concerns I might have.
Yes, thank you, Anton. So
and I'm going to jump in real quick, just to say, we don't have a budget for both of us to have a timer. So I have a 5-minute timer. I'm going to turn it on now, Marwa, and I'll tell you when you have a minute left.
Okay, great.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, so here on my page, I have a page item. I called it label, and I have a static region which references this item. So, and there is a dynamic action on that item and on change to refresh the static region. And this, all the static region says is, this is my label and this page item. So let's test that. For example, I will use hello and see it won't work. So the region did not get refreshed. So
right.
The way to do this is I'm going to create a second region, and to make it dynamic, I will use the type dynamic content. Okay, so now let me get my code here, which should be a PL SQL function body.
So you've got almost the exact same thing, but you're just returning the same kind of content. So that looks great. That should work, right?
Yes, and I will submit this item and then let's test it.
Okay, do you need to change your dynamic action to refresh that region?
Oh, yes, thank you. Refresh static region 2. Okay. Let's say hello, and now our region actually gets refreshed. But with
Beautiful.
this,
you have over 3 minutes left, and we're done.
No, I'm not done yet, because we need to ensure that actually the generated HTML is secure and safe. The content should actually be escaped to avoid cross-site scripting attacks. So
wait a minute. So you're telling me, like, if you put HTML into that label, it's actually gonna have that? Can you show that?
Yes. So I have this as an example.
Potentially dangerous. Yes. Okay.
Potentially dangerous. And in order to prevent that, there is functionality, Apex, the replace substitutions that I'm going to use in my dynamic region. And I'm going to pass in the content of the region with the parameter pEscape set to true. And actually, this function would replace the substitution references with their actual value. And since the parameter pEscape is set to true, so any special characters contained in the value of the referenced item are escaped to prevent the cross-site scripting attacks.
Right, and this is nice because you can just copy whatever would have been in your static region and just paste it into there. So you can have lots of static substitutions and so forth, and it's really just that p-value can be one big long string, and it takes care of it.
Exactly, and this is a safe way to sanitize user input to make it safe.
But what if I don't want to even show those tags? What if I like, because now it's really ugly because it's got that bold in there. How can I just get rid of the tags?
Actually, yes, there is a way to do it, to remove those tags and display the plain text, and we can use the escape filters. This is one of those filters. I'm going to use it, and it's called stripped HTML. I'm going to add it here. Yes, let's test this. And this is mentioned actually on Oracle documentation. So we see here it strips the HTML tags and shows only the plain text.
And that's exactly what you would do if it were in a static region. You could use the exact same syntax. So that's excellent. You have less than a minute left at this point, but is there anything else you need to show us?
Yes, I would like to show the available escape filters that you can use. There are multiple, and these are very handy. And the one that we used is actually the strip HTML one, this one.
Okay. And if you don't care about security at all, you can use that bang raw, and it's just going to ship out whatever's in there, right?
Exactly.
So I suppose it's not if you don't care about security. If you know for sure that that value is safe, you can use bang raw, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Well, that is a great tip for me. We finished with 10 seconds left, so this is interesting. Fernando said, I recently faced this, but my static region needs to be an alert template. How would you tackle that for refresh? I actually think this will work with an alert template. Do we want to give it a quick try? Can you just put the alert template on this and see if it works on your,
Sure. Okay.
So just change your static region 2 to have a template type of alert. So change the template to alert. No, yeah, just the template type. Just change the template on it. Yeah, right there, to alert. There you go. I think that should still work. I'm not sure if maybe there's a different question, but this is Marwa, and then if you change Marwa up there to something else. Yeah, I'm not sure if that was the question, but it seems to work with other template types as well.
Right.
So yeah, you can definitely have regions like that that are refreshable by being the dynamic content. So the key here is to make it a dynamic content region, and then it's refreshable. All right. Well, I do have a quick sort of on-topic discussion. So the on-topic discussion here is really around how secure does your application need to be? And so a big part of what I end up doing is working on the reusable components that we have at Talon. And often I'll get a plugin or I'll get a technique that somebody has used for a client, and we want to make it reusable. We want to make that, we want to be able to do that, or we're building it for a client. And the question becomes, how secure does it need to be? And I really do believe that a lot of times when we're writing applications, the applications we're writing don't need to be super, super secure, because they're used by people in a department or in an organization, and you know who they are, and what you're doing really is about making it convenient for the person. And some of these security things take some time to develop, but as soon as it becomes a reusable component, something that you're going to use over and over again, then you really do need to make sure that these things, that you think about all of these things. And Marwa, this is a great example of it, that you just gave. if you were working for a client, what's your feeling on would you always use that do substitutions? What's your take?
Yes, I think most of the times I would use that functionality to make the to sanitize and make the content safe.
Yeah, I mean, and certainly that's the safe way to do it, and I applaud you. I think that's a great way to go about it. And really, I think anytime you step outside of Apex's declarative way of doing things, you need to give it this kind of thought, right? Oh, I just wrote code. Anytime you write code, you have to think about, oh, what might I be introducing? And so that's why I think these kinds of tips are important, is so that people get introduced to that mindset of if I'm writing code, whether it be JavaScript, HTML, PL SQL, as soon as I step out of that declarative environment, these kinds of things become potential hazards. So
Yes, and I would like to mention is um, for me, for example, during testing, I want to make in my testing habits to use those HTML tags to test and to make sure that everything is secure and everything is okay.
right, and putting a single quote in a lot of places is a good idea too, because that can highlight SQL injection vulnerabilities. Most of the time, we're past SQL injection. There's a lot of good talk on that, and people should be really watching that. But putting a single quote in, making sure that doesn't break something. So all good approaches. All right. Well, there's one more thing that we wanted to make sure we mention, and that's that Talan will be at Oracle AI World, and we'll actually have a booth at AI World. So if you're a fan of the show, come by the Talan booth. I think they're going to have our cool Apexia cards. Do you have Apexia cards, Marwa?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. All right. Well, if anybody else wants to get some cards, come on by. Marwa, are you going to AI World?
No, I'm actually going to the event in Paris on
Oh.
the 24th of September.
Oh, really? That's fantastic. Oh, excellent. I didn't know about that. All right. Well, I will be on vacation for the next couple of weeks. I won't be back until October. So, Marwa, if you want to have a tip without me, go ahead. But until I'm back, we'll see, folks. Thanks for joining. If you
Thank you.
like the show, do all the things, send your letter to your mom, tell her all about it.